And thank you for joining the UCEAP Summer Physics Informational Session. My name is Jean O'Connell, and I work with the System-Wide Office of the University of California Education Abroad Program. And I will be joined today by Ashley Lewis, Eric Yao, and Ronnie Young from the University of Glasgow, Jackie Grant and Ian Fielding from the University of Sussex, and John Brennan and Pauric Dunn from University College Dublin. And each of these representatives will be discussing our summer physics programs at their particular location. And at the end of the presentation, you will be invited to select a breakout room for Glasgow, Sussex, or Dublin, where our representatives can meet you and answer any questions you may have about the programs. So Ashley, can we begin with you, and you can tell us about the physics offerings in Glasgow?
Thank you very much, Jean, and good morning and good evening to everybody who is participating in the call this afternoon. My name is Ashley Lewis and I manage the International Summer School at the University of Glasgow. Next slide, please. To give you a bit of context, and because we are doing all of this virtually, I'd like to introduce you to my colleagues, Eric, Ronnie, Andrew, and myself, Ashley. And you'll get to meet us when you come to Glasgow next summer, which is really exciting. We're looking forward to opening up the campus and welcoming you to an ancient university that you'll see on the slides. Looks a little bit like Hogwarts. Next slide, please. So today, what I want to look at is not only the institution, but also the courses. But to give you a bit of context of where you'll be visiting next summer, the University of Glasgow was established in 1451. So we are an old institution, but we have a very contemporary outlook on research and innovation. The city of Glasgow you might recognise from COP26, and we are responsible for a lot of really innovative progress, particularly when it relating to COVID-19 and the global pandemic. So the term Glasgow might be something which is very familiar to you, but we hope that the university will become even more familiar with you in the years to come. Next slide, please. This is the front of the campus. So this is the main campus, which is an absolutely beautiful scene, and it takes you right across the city, just as we wait for the next slide. Thank you. Great, thank you. And if you can just tap again so it comes through, thanks. Great, thank you. So next summer, the dates, we are looking at an arrival of the 15th of June. We will greet you at the airport. I have a team of students who are currently studying at the University of Glasgow. The dates are also on the website, so what we'll do is look specifically at the course materials. So the course that you will be undertaking is summer physics, and it is split into two disciplines for 2022. The primary discipline being, of course, the physics course, which is over the space of 8 weeks, you will be looking at two sequential courses, both that are 4 weeks in duration. The classes are Monday through Thursday, and we expect you to be there 9 till 5, and it's a really, really packed timetable in order to be able to cover all of the materials and the coursework, which is vital to progressing within this course. In terms of credits, the courses are worth 10 University of Glasgow credits, which equates to 4 UC units. So in total, this section will equate to 20 University of Glasgow credits, and that is 4 UC units for you to transfer back to your home campus as well. The physics courses are an introduction to calculus-based physics and the fundamental concepts of physics as well. In the breakout rooms, Dr. Yao will be able to tell you more particular about the details of these courses, but they are tailored towards the tracks of engineering and life scientists as well. We use a very novel and exciting way of teaching in the University of Glasgow when it comes to summer physics. And this is through the flipped classroom, which puts great emphasis on active participation, on making sure that you learn with your group and about your group and how they learn as well. And you will be assigned a mentor within your groups as well, and they will lead discussion through the materials, answering your questions and guiding you through the materials for the space of 8 weeks. There will be a lot of pre-sessional reading, and that is before each session that you will encounter throughout the course. And that means you can come prepared and you will be able to discuss any issues or problems that you may have with the course material within your tutorial groups. Sorry, could we just flip back to the slide on physics, Jeannie?
Yes, can you see it?
Just if you can go back to the slide on physics, that would be great, thank you. So in terms of assessment, there will be assignments and tests that will be littered throughout the 8 weeks, as well as laboratory work and a final examination of 60% at the end of each of the 4-week blocks. Next slide, please. Thank you. And if you can just tap it again, there will be a background. Great, thank you. In addition to your physics course, there will also be an 8-week course, which meets on a Friday. And this is called Scotland and the World. And this is to explain and contextualise the country of Scotland and the historical narratives and lots of different themes that actually put Scotland, a very, very small country, on the global map. In terms of, if we can just go back to that slide, please. Just the Scotland and the World slide, thank you. Great, thank you very much. So as I said, this is about how Scotland has interacted with the outside world and how it's contextualised itself within modern day, as well as looking at its historical narrative. You will be meeting on a Friday, and there will be a series of lectures and tutorials that will be led with lots of different academics who are all using Scotland as a focal point for their research and also their teaching as well. Next slide, please. In terms of accommodation, you will be in a single study bedroom in dormitories in the University of Glasgow. This will form a flat or an apartment, and it tends to be about 5 or 6 students that are in the one apartment as well. So each person will have their own bedroom, and you will share a kitchen and bathroom facilities with your peers as well. Everything is co-ed at the University of Glasgow, so if there are any issues that you have with who you may be sharing with, or if you're anticipating any issues that you may have with that, then please do speak to us directly and we can start to make accommodations ahead of time. You will apply for your accommodation after you've applied for your summer school course, and you'll be given some very clear instructions about how to do that as well. All of the accommodation is within walking distance of the main university campus, and we're situated in a nice kind of small village in the city centre called the West End of Glasgow. So it's easy to navigate, it's close to all amenities, and as I said, it's very, very close to the campus as well. Next slide, please. A meal plan is provided for all students at the University of Glasgow Summer School, and this is included within your fee. You will be catered for at the James Lacoon Learning Hub, which is a brand new building. It's only been open for the past 6 months at the University of Glasgow. You'll also find that this is an excellent study space. So it's quite an incredible building. There's a link on this slide if you want to go in and explore what the building looks like. You'll be served breakfast, lunch and dinner Monday through Thursday, and on a Friday you will have breakfast and lunch, which gives you the time then on a Friday afternoon after classes have finished to go out and explore locally and also around the country as well. There will be vegetarian and vegan options available, but also we cater for halal diets, kosher diets. All we need to know is that you're arriving in advance and what your provision is. Next slide, please. In terms of your arrival and orientation, as I've already touched on, you will be met at the airport by University of Glasgow staff, and you'll be transported to your accommodation. So while you are in a new country and feeling slightly jet lagged, you don't have to worry about making your way to new accommodation as well. We'll also guide you to the campus the Monday through Friday of your first week until you get yourself acquainted with where you're going and where to access everything as well. Next slide, please. The city of Glasgow has been voted the world's most friendliest city, and we can all attest to that. So I hope our friendliness is coming through the screen, but certainly it is quite a place. As you know, the world arrived in Glasgow a couple of weeks ago, and we've been much acclaimed for our hospitality. So we really look forward to welcoming you here. But also, if we go on to the next slide, please. We'll help you get acquainted with the city and also with Scotland through our Scottish cultural programme as well. So this includes an orientation, a céilí, which is a Scottish word for a dance. And the rule is you don't really need to know how to dance, you just have to be able to jump and you'll be absolutely fine. There are also lots of details on the website about the types of activities that you can participate in as well. Next slide, please. Of course, it is our duty to make sure that you are safe and well. And in light of the recent pandemic and ongoing pandemic, we have lots of information on both the university website, but also the Scottish Government website. One key thing to understand is that the Scottish Government is a separate entity to the UK Government when it comes to its approach to COVID-19. So please make sure that you're accessing the Scottish Government pages for guidance about your entry into the country, what you should do to prepare and what you should have to evidence vaccinations, etc., when you are in country as well. Please take this very, very seriously and also look at the information available regularly so that you're well equipped for coming into the country as well. Now that's a whistle-stop tour of what to expect when you come to the University of Glasgow. Myself, Eric and Ronnie will be in the breakout room and we look forward to chatting to you soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ashley. And I think that we can continue now with Jackie. Do you want to let us know more about the University of Sussex in Brighton and the summer physics program that you'll be leading there?
Yeah, hi everyone, and thanks Ashley. I just say it's at Sussex we work with Dublin and Glasgow, and it's just kind of lovely to see everyone here as well. So I'll start by introducing myself. My name's Jackie. I'm a senior teaching fellow in physics at the University of Sussex, and I'm here with one of my colleagues, Ian Fielding, who's head of global programs as well. So Sussex will be running the 3-sequence physics summer school between June and August in this coming summer. It's a programme which is validated by a range of campuses, kind of as part of a long-standing partnership that ourselves, Glasgow and Dublin, are all kind of part of. And what I've done is I've started this first page with a photo of the Sussex University Library Square, and you can't really see the library. It's kind of just in the background, and that's because the campus was designed so that it blends entirely into its environment. Everywhere outdoors on campus, every single line of sight is designed so there's always a tree that you can see. So it's a really beautiful campus. I love it. But anyway, next slide, please. So I'll say just a little bit more about the, back a slide. I'll say a little bit more just about the university. It's located in the South Downs, which is one of England's national parks. It's also on the coast by the sea. All summer school accommodation is on the campus, so it's really close to classes, kind of a few minutes walk, and it's all within this national park area. But it's also part of the city of Brighton. Brighton is a kind of historic city, and it was officially the royal palace party residence of Prince George IV. So it's associated with a lot of like 19th century royal scandal because he was quite a notorious prince. So it's kind of a fun city like that, but it's regularly voted like most diverse, one of the happiest cities in the UK. It's got 2 universities, a couple of miles of beaches, and it's sometimes referred to as London by the Sea because it's a short train journey from the centre of London. People come down for the weekends or people go up for visits. Yeah, so next slide, please. I'll move on to actually the physics department, which is where I work. We're a small, friendly department, and I think all physics departments are friendly. And the approach is that it's kind of first name terms, so everyone calls me Jackie, and all physics students are really kind of part of the community. They can carry out research work as teaching assistants, run the school's outreach. And this photo shows 40 of our undergraduate physics students who work as physics teaching assistants. Some of those teach on the physics summer school. And here we're running a 2-day teacher training course. It's one that I run. You can just see me in the front waving. And the ATs wanted to have this photo as a kind of waving, welcoming to new students. So this is a kind of hello from them photo. But a large part of our work is kind of interdisciplinary research. We do fundamental research as well as research kind of that works with the medical school. The University of Sussex has a medical school, a life science department, and both the physics and the chemistry departments have hosted work that's led to Nobel Prizes. Our engineering department as well works in the field of medical robotics. So currently our physics department has specific research groups in quantum medical imaging. The imaging on the right that's slightly moved a little bit, but it's a brain scan using quantum magnetodetection to look at the way the brain in new ways. We have nanomaterials bioscience interfaces to develop kind of little paper thin baby heart monitors that attach like sticky plasters or use carbon nanotubes to look at the way that cancer cells can grow in different ways to kind of control that. And the researchers working in this field, as in all the summer schools, are teaching on the summer school. Also included there future technologies, exploring the universe, quantum computing, data science, and some of that data science is looking at large medical data sets, early detection of diseases, infrared imaging to look for illegal deforestation. So all those applications of physics kind of happening as they do in physics departments. And during summer school we run research lab tours, so summer school students want to have the opportunity to see some of that work in action. Kind of we're very happy to kind of show people around. Okay, so actually next slide, if we consider the actual physics summer program, I've already said that kind of it's senior faculty who give the lectures and run the labs. There is a large student staff ratio, and there has to be with any physics intensive summer program like this. So we have around 8 students per teaching assistants in the labs and workshops. And in terms of credit and the time involved, labs make up 25% of the credits. This is 12 times 3-hour labs where people work in pairs. They write the lab report in the lab, but they're also assessed on their preparation, their conceptual, so it's kind of continual immersive learning. And this photo actually shows one of our teaching assistants, our physics teaching assistants, and she's testing the physics summer school students on their understanding of the lab that they're about to do. So she's actually marking their work there, and they'll receive credit for that as well. But very informal, just checking people's conceptual understanding. The workshops themselves are 2 hours each. They start with a 15-minute quiz, again, just to check people are on the right path, not falling behind in areas, and that makes up 10%. There's also a midterm and a final exam for each of the 2 sessions with those percentages as well. Okay, so next slide. And I need to be, we all need to be really clear, and Sussex, Dublin and Glasgow work together to discuss these. We meet regularly. Need to be really clear, studying intensive physics over summer is going to be work. It's going to be a challenge. It will be challenging in terms of developing new ways of thinking, understanding new concepts, retaining knowledge, finding new ways of studying it, and particularly around calculations and mathematics and calculus. So this is not a program that you kind of attend to understand physics. You have to kind of actively grab it and work with it, and it's tough. And if you speak to anyone who's done the program, they will tell you that the workload is high, it's a demanding course. So it's not unreasonable to think that students, in fact everybody, will at some point in it feel lost. So we've been running this program for around 25 years, and over that time we've tried to develop as much a solid framework to support students so they can achieve the understanding and the grades in the time. Ways we do that, we have pre-laboratory concept demos, unassessed, and then we have office hours with faculty, we have daily online forums. These are in addition to the workshops and office hours. And if people do fall behind, if they fail the midterm exam, there are additional classes to cover core concepts, one-to-one support for people who kind of feel they might need to, real help to get back on the right path. All the materials provided from day one, so everyone can pre-read everything, the textbook, the ebook, interactive learning environments, lab scripts, problem set books, yeah, everything. Okay, so final slide, if that's okay. So the final thing to say about this is that though it's hard work and it is a challenge, but overwhelmingly we hear it pays off. Students report to us that taking this program really takes them to the next stage of their life, the next stage of their career and their studies, and it changes the way they work, it changes the way they see the world. And kind of for me, if physics can do that, then I'm just like, yeah, my job's done, I'm happy. So here are 3 quotes from alumni that we've had, kind of thanks for getting me there, kind of on the career path that they wanted. That the course completely changed their perspective on studying what was dreaded STEM subject, and also that it undoubtedly helped kind of really solidify effective study habits, getting the goal of being admitted to their dream graduate school. So I will say to everyone who's thinking about studying physics, like, take the challenge on, kind of go in with your eyes open, but yeah, enjoy it, work hard, but mostly enjoy it. Okay, I'll leave it there, and questions in the breakout room. Yeah, thanks.
Jackie, thank you so much. So we'll continue now to University College Dublin. And John, are you ready to tell us about the program at University College Dublin?
I think I'm going to start. Yeah, Pádraig Dunn is my name. I'm a professor in the School of Physics, and I've been running the program here since 2014. And Dublin is our capital city, and it's connected to Europe by Ryanair, basically. So you're within 3 hours of all the interesting cities in Dublin. And the university is on a campus of 360 acres just south of the city centre. We have about 26,000 students, and I don't know about the surveys of where Dublin sits in terms of cities, but it's a generally relaxed sort of city and easy to get around. And like every other city, there's places you go and places you don't go, but most of the university is located in one of the really nice neighborhoods, and it's connected to the centre. So if we could have the next slide, please. Just to give you a brief overview, we'll look at the academic stuff, the social program, rooming and dining, and just talk about the campus a bit. And obviously in 7 or 8 minutes, I can't get through all details. So if you email summerphysics@ucd.ie, John or myself will be able to give you the information you need after this, after the breakout room, if you still have questions. So the next slide, please. The learning environment is a blended learning environment on the campus. So you get, again, like the others, a lot of the material is up front, it's supported electronically, there's an ebook and there's lectures recorded, which will be released regularly. You get to watch those before the lecture review, and then there's a live lecture review with the lecturer or the professor who's teaching that part of the course. So that takes place in the morning, and then later in the morning there's tutorials where you work in groups of 3 for up to 2 hours, solving problems with the help of tutors. And a lot of that work is graded, and some of it is just graded for your own feedback, and some of it is graded to go towards the final score in the tutorial, in the program. There's 2 quarters taught, again, it's each 4 credits in the UC system. And then in the afternoons, we have practical laboratories where you work in pairs and you spend 3 hours working on an experiment, writing it up. You need to come in prepared, you get the whole thing written up, and you leave with it done, and you get fairly quick feedback on that. And because the environment is blended, it's supported through Canvas. That's the learning environment, and the textbook we use is Jane Coley. So that's a calculus light, physics for life sciences kind of textbook. We use Socrative in class to do rapid feedback and assessment and to see where everybody is and get opinions and multiple choice answers on things. And then the exams are all proctored. There are 4 exams, and they're proctored by Pearson OnView. So they're remote proctored. So next slide, please. So that building there is the O'Brien Centre for Science. That's where the teaching and the labs and the tutorials take place. They're the rough times in their timetable, not every day, but the days that you're getting those things, the lecture review would be 9:30 to 10:30. The tutorials are 11 to 1, and the labs are 2:30 to 4:30. And also they would sit with when you get your general education option. So we'd alternate those and mix them through the week. And as Jackie said, in particular, it's a rigorous program. You need to work a lot to get this done. It's intensive, including your independent study. You should probably be doing nearly 40 hours a week It's very team learning and social learning. So the idea is we get you to share your learning experience, and most people benefit from learning socially. And that's what we emphasize a lot. So the labs are in pairs, the tutorials are in threes. The open sessions are encouraging of questions and answers. And we will then have spare tutors who can organize special sessions to do with people who need to catch up on various bits of material. The next slide, please. So we have two general education options for this program. One of them is early Christian Ireland. So Ireland became Christian when St. Patrick arrived and booted out all the snakes, so the story goes. And he came into basically a Celtic society. So this module will look at how the Christianity sits in on top of the Celtic society that was there beforehand, and how an awful lot of our Christianity is rooted in that Celtic tradition and study and social society. The second one is the Great Hunger, or the Famine of Ireland on Girth Moor, and that happened in the mid-19th century, and over 2 million people either died or emigrated in a 7-year period. An awful lot of them went to the United States. And those two courses run during the program, and you get to take one of those, and you get to take the two physics course credits courses that we're running. Next slide, please. So the thick end of this is the exams. We spaced the exams. There's an MCQ midway through the first course. There's a final exam at the end of the first course, which is a mixture of MCQ and essay, and then the same pattern repeats in the second course. The final exam is 50% of your assessment, the MCQ is 15, the labs are 25, and the tutorials are 10. Typically, the dates are displayed there. You move in on the 19th and you finish of June, and you finish on the 12th of August. The program starts on the 20th and you move out on the 13th of August. So I think if I move on then to the social program, we have structured programs. We send you to the Cliffs of Moher, that's on the bottom right. Obviously people stand there and they look around and enjoy the scenery. It's a very famous landmark in Ireland. Also, we go to a place called Causey Farm, and that's the picture on the left where you meet sheep and goats and ducks and chickens and hens, and you get to bake bread and do Irish dancing. And we have Cayley, and we spell it slightly different in Irish Gaelic as opposed to Scots Gaelic. The dancing is kind of similar. It does involve a lot of jumping and holding hands and things. We have Irish cinema nights, and then there's one of the national Irish sports is hurling. And you learn how to use a hurl and how to hit a small ball called a sliotar with the hurl over distance. And that's the kind of thing that the residential assistants will help you with. The people who live in accommodation with you will help you with that. Next slide, please. I think, John, do you want to take over here, John, at this stage?
Yeah, so in where I come in the running of the program is I liaise between the academic staff and all the various aspects between accommodation, catering, and traveling and exploring Ireland. So the list that Porrick provides there, all of those things are built into the program as events. So to ensure you have a rounded, cohesive experience, it's not just physics and lots of Irish history and essays and exams. There's also a lot of fun to be had. So these are photos here of the great views that can be seen around Ireland. And this graphic here is just to give you an indication of all the history and sites that there are to see just on the island itself. Next slide, please. So the program schedule, we understand the importance of your time. The academics will be demanding quite a lot from you in terms of getting through the material and engaging with it and learning. But we also recognize that, you want to see Ireland, you want to have time, make time with friends, and you also want to get out and see maybe some parts of Europe. So the schedule is designed to balance study, social, and travel time. Within the running of the 8-week program, there will be 2 4-day weekends, and there will be 3 3-day weekends. So there's 5 weekends which are thoroughly free for you to do the travel that you wish to do or do the socializing that you wish to do. If you are registered to attend in January, to attend the Dublin program, I'll be able to see that, and we will release to you the schedule for the program. Next slide, please. The accommodation is on campus. It's only 3 minutes walk to the O'Brien Centre for Science, where Porrick told you most of your study will happen. You are similar to Glasgow. You are in single bedrooms in a shared apartment with shared living and kitchen facilities. I will say that the rooms are randomly allocated for all, even if there are special requests, the rooms will still be allocated. However, you will be in the same building as people you may know already or wish to have shared an apartment with, so you'll never be far from your friends. Next slide, please. Dining is built into the program. It's three meals daily, 5 days a week. It happens in the dining happens in the same building as the teaching, and there is a good relationship with from the catering company, and we make sure that the meals work with the student body and are generally liked. Next slide, please. So built into the thing, and it's something that Porrick mentioned at the beginning, it is a big campus. It's got loads of great facilities, great nature trails, running tracks, gym, a 50-meter Olympic swimming pool. All of these facilities will be available to you as part of your stay with us in UCD Summer Physics. It's a safe campus with 24/7 security. It's very close to the absolute city centre, 3.5 miles or 6K if you speak European. Okay, next slide, please. So we understand that this was a flying visit of our of the Dublin program. So if you have questions, we'll be in the breakout room. And if you have further questions, summerphysics@ucd.ie. Thanks.
Thank you so much, John and Porrick. And we hope that you enjoyed this and learned a little bit about the programs. Certainly, we want you to go and explore the UCEAP website and learn a little bit more about the programs by reading what we have on our website. Also, visit your Campus Study Abroad office website and the How to Apply section on any of the program pages for the UCEAP website. We do have office hours. The link is available through the code there. And remember that you can start an application on our website by selecting the Apply Now button. So just to remind you, you're going to want to go through your campus as your first point of contact for application. And the campuses that are participating in these programs, not all physics departments have approved all of the different options. So UCLA is approved for the 2-sequence physics, and if you're in one of the other campuses below, you're approved for the 3-sequence physics. And so your application dates are there as follows with UCI, UCLA, UCM, UCSD, UCSB, and UCSC. You can also contact your study abroad office. Some of them are having extra webinar sessions of their own to talk about campus-specific application procedures. I know, for example, UCSB is having one now, so you may want to contact them. All right, let's see. I think that's it for the presentation, and I'd like to go ahead then and ask that the breakout rooms be activated so that all students, advisors, and participants can get into the breakout room. If you did chat in any questions, please bring those to the breakout rooms because I was not able to see the chat during the presentation. So